2, 1.
Let's get ready to rumble!
This is June 2019, so this is the one I actually took. Let's see how you guys do on this. You've seen this before. All right, we have 45 days to the exam, so this is good. Everyone got this right. Round of applause. Okay, next one. So this was in the Kahoot from Wednesday. So frequently asked question as well. All right, so 9 people got this wrong. This question is about education. So it takes an extra 5 to 6 years for a longer education, which means if you're gonna go on and get a master's degree or PhD, including a bachelor's degree. So this is frequently asked. For the 9 people that got this wrong, you need to know the answer to this question. Next one. Wow, I'm actually shocked. Okay, I can see this is a weak point for at least 14 people here. You're not obligated to vote in any of the elections in Denmark. So you choose whether or not you want to vote in an election. So it's up to you as an individual. For the people that got that wrong, now you know what you don't know. That is a frequently asked question, so you need to know the answer to that. Next one. Read it slowly. Let's see how this goes. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Okay. You know what? I'm not surprised. Why am I not surprised? Because I actually failed this question in the exam. Why did I fail it? Because I didn't read it slowly. I just saw 1849 and I was like, oh, of course it's Grundloven, right? But if you read it slowly, it says up until 1849, what was the law that was the foundation for the absolute monarchy in Denmark? That's what the question is. So this is why I say, you know, it's actually good that things like this happen, because it gives me the opportunity to actually, you know, reinforce the idea that you need to read the question slowly. Read the question slowly. You have 1 minute per question, okay? Read the question very slowly. Make sure you understand what the question is asking. And then you read the answers slowly as well, and then decide on an answer, okay? On to the next one. Okay, 13 players lost the answer streak of 3. Next one, we're at number 5 now. Most frequently asked question. Everyone should know this by now. You've seen this like a whole bunch of times. Okay, well, except 2 people. For the 2 people that got this wrong, this is the question that you absolutely need to know the answer to, okay? This is the most frequently asked question in all the exams. It's appeared in 12 exams since 2009. That means it shows up almost every year. Yeah, there's not much to say about that. 1915, women's right to vote. Next one. The ecstatic top 5 tanker has a streak with 5 correct answers in a row, and he's on fire.
Oh my! He's on fire!
At the moment, we have Kudos, Aman, Tanker, Aku, and Pio in the top 5. Next one. I hope you guys have made that list. Okay, I can see at least 14 people haven't made the list. This is also frequently asked. I guess I'll say it again. Go to the section of the book that talks about the rights that you have that are protected in Grundloven. Okay, make a list of all those rights because they could ask about any one of those rights, as is the case here. So this is the right to basically freedom of expression, freedom of speech. There's not much else to say about that. Go to the section of the book. I can't remember, is it chapter 4 or 3? I can't remember, but make that list because you're going to see a question about that probably. All right, next one. You've seen this before as well. This exam was full of frequently asked questions. All right. The prime minister can call an election. Basically, he or she's the only one that could call an election within the election period. As I was saying, this exam was full of frequently asked questions. So actually, I passed this exam by just practicing the previous exams. But you can't do that anymore. I did an analysis, I think it was a couple weeks ago. And the number of frequently asked questions is dropping and the number of new questions is going up, which is the reason why you have to read the book and practice with the quizzes on the website, okay? If you'd like to see what I talked about, it's on the YouTube channel. So on to the next one. Egon Olsen is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
You've seen this before. Okay, I guess 5 people haven't seen this before. Well, no, sorry, 4. There's 5 regions. There used to be 7 counties. And in 2007, was it 2007? Yeah, 2007, during the structural reform, the 7 counties were reduced to 5 regions. And I don't remember how many, there was 100 and something communes, but they were reduced to 98. This is frequently asked. Already said that, I guess. Next one. Okay, so this is frequently asked as well. This is about immigration to Denmark. In the 1960s, a lot of guest workers from Turkey came. Well, for the 6 people that got this wrong, now you know what you don't know. Next one. Kudos is now number 1. Oh, Kudos has been number 1, actually. All right, so I'm guessing 14 people haven't made the list. Hopefully it's not the same 14 people that have been failing. But anyways, make a list of all the political parties in Folketing. And so the name of the party, the leader of the party, and the year that the party was created. So Venstre was created in 1870. Enhedslisten was 1989 and Dansk Folkeparti was 1995. Okay, next one. Okay, so Tanker is now back at number 1. Well, he is now at number 1, not back. Aman holding the number 2 spot. Kudos fell to number 3. Aku 4 and Real Olsen at number 5. Moni is back in the game. 3 in a row.
Excellent.
We've got 30 questions to go. Yes, so gender equality was one of the main political topics, I guess. 13 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. Gender equality features a lot, also features in the Danish values questions. Next one. Aman dropped out of the top 5. 5 players should announce a streak of 5. This is 2019, so I guess this has changed. The laws were changed sometime last year, I think. Yeah, the law was changed sometime last year, and this number has gone up. I can't remember what exactly the number is, but I know the law has changed. Okay, so this reshuffled the whole top 5. Only Tanker held the number 1 spot. Next one. Frequently asked as well. Yes, so in 1807, England captured Denmark's fleet, and this was during the Napoleon Wars, and it was more of a preemptive measure. This is frequently asked, so the 7 people that got this wrong, you need to know the answer to this question. Static top 5, JK has a streak with 13 correct answers in a row.
Perfect.
We're almost halfway through. Yeah, okay. So 15 people got this wrong. This is another case of reading the question slowly. So Kalmar Union was created 1397 by Margaret I. It ended in 1814, but it was made up of Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. And sometime in the 1500s, Sweden left the Union. But Norway stayed in the Union with Denmark up until 1814. So that's what this question is actually about. And I almost failed this. I think I guessed wrong, and then I came back and gave the right answer, if I remember correctly. But anyways, next one. Static top 5. This one is an easy one. Yeah, so as a Danish citizen, you're not obligated to be a member of the church. The only person that's obligated to be a member of the church is whoever the reigning monarch is, because the king is the head of the church or the queen is the head of the church forever. All right, 2 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. Next one. Yes, the answer is yes. You can stay in parliament for as long as you keep getting voted back in. So there is no, what's the English word? Benson? And I'm forgetting English. Anyways, yeah, there is no, anyway, moving on. There's no Grenzen to how many times you could get re-elected into parliament. RN96 is making a comeback with 3 in a row, and he's on fire.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Almost at the halfway point. Frequently asked as well. Okay, so 10 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. Adam Oehlenschläger wrote the Danish national anthem in 1819. This is a frequently asked question, so this is one of the questions that you need to know the answer to for the people that got this wrong. Okay, static top 5. Ash is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Excellent.
Almost at the halfway point now. Okay, so this question is no longer relevant. Yeah, this question is no longer relevant. There was a referendum in 2021, I think. Can't remember exactly what year it was, but anyways, the reservation has been scrapped after a referendum. So, yeah, that's why it's not relevant anymore. Next one. Wow. 24 people got this wrong. This is not a frequently asked question. I remember actually, what am I saying? I think it is a frequently asked question. Yeah, 24 people got this wrong. And this is a question about the Council for the European Union and their meetings. And it's the ministers from the countries governments that take part in those meetings. Well, now you know what you don't know for the people that got this wrong. This is a not so frequently asked question, but it's been asked more than once. All right, we are at the halfway point now. We've seen this before. All right, 4 people got this wrong. Very frequently asked question. Bertel Thorvaldsen is Denmark's most famous sculptor. There is a museum very close to the parliament. It's a big yellow building, and he's also buried in there. You can see a lot of his works in there. I would recommend that you go visit if you have the chance. 6 people got this wrong. All right, 4 players hit an answer streak of 3.
Excellent.
We have Tanker, Aku, Pan, E, and Kudos in the top 5. Also frequently asked. Yes, so in Denmark at the age of 15, if you commit a crime, you get prosecuted as an adult. Below that, you cannot be prosecuted. Okay, 6 people got this wrong. This is a frequently asked question, so it's one of the questions that you need to know the answer to. There's about 189 of them that you need to know the exact answer to. But now you know what you don't know. Plug the knowledge gap. Next one. Also frequently asked, but asked in a different way. Okay, 3 people got this wrong. I'm guessing you guys are new. If you've been practicing with us, you've seen this like a whole bunch of times. But anyways, the purpose of the Kahoot is for you to figure out what you don't know. So you can go back and plug those knowledge gaps. So now you know what you don't know. This is frequently asked, and you need to know the answer to this question. Like I said before, this exam is basically 90% frequently asked questions. And what does that mean? It means that if you had practiced with all the previous exams before and then taken this exam, would have been easy for you. And that's exactly what happened to me. I took this exam and I passed. I got 37 out of 40 points. Next one. Yes, so the Supreme Court, Højesteret, is the top court in Denmark. 5 people got this wrong. Well, FAQ, now you know what you don't know. Plug the knowledge gap. Next one. Static top 5. Nazo is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Perfect.
Next one. Yes, the workers typically voted for the social democrats. That's slightly still the case now, not as much as in the past. However, workers in the public sector usually vote for the social democrats. 11 people got this wrong. This is frequently asked. Aku has a streak with 24 correct answers in a row.
Wow!
Round of applause. Also frequently asked. Yes, so electromagnetism. So the question is who discovered it? And it's Hans Christian Ørsted. And coincidentally, well, not coincidentally, the biggest electricity company in Denmark is actually named after him. Next one. All right, only one person got this wrong. NATO is a defense alliance. Now you know what you don't know. That's FAQ as well. 10 players just hit an answer streak of 7.
Excellent.
We got Tanker, Aku, Pan, E, and Kudos. Static top 5. Next one. All right, so there was a referendum in 2015. Most of the referendums after 1973 have been about the Denmark's relationship with the EU. This one was also about that. 8 people got this wrong. Well, now you know what you don't know. Next one, 7 players reached an answer streak of 8.
Excellent.
This is chapter 5. All right, so the National Bank was designed by Arne Jacobsen. This is an FAQ. 4 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. Nothing is happening in this top 5. On to the next one. All right, so the Cold War started right after the Second World War. And it was between the USA and the Soviet Union at the time. This is frequently asked. 9 people got this wrong. It's looking like a whole bunch of people made mistakes in this. But anyways, let's have a look at that top 5. All right, so Tanka is now down to 3. Han is at number 1, E at number 2, Tanka 3, Aman 4, and Kudos holding the number 5 spot. E has 29 correct answers in a row.
Wow!
Good job. We have 11 questions to go. Also FAQ. Okay, 14 people got this wrong. So this is a weak point. Well, now you know what you don't know. Plug that knowledge gap. This is an FAQ. All right, Sonny is making a comeback with 3 in a row, and he's on fire.
Oh my! He's on fire!
We talked about this in the last Kahoot. Okay, so this is a weak point, an obvious one. So in the 1970s, okay, I'll see if I can break this down. Okay, so imagine that the red block is Jylland. Imagine the blue block is Fyn. And the yellow block is Sjælland. Between Jylland and Fyn, you've got Lillebælt, which is a body of water. Between Fyn and Sjælland, you've got Storebælt, which is a body of water. And between Sjælland and Sweden, you've got Øresund. Okay. Now, in between Jylland and Fyn, you've got a bridge going over. Actually, there's 2 bridges. So the first Lillebæltsbroen was built in the 1930s. The second one was built in the 1970s. Then you've got Storebæltsbroen, built in the 1990s. And then you got the Øresundsbroen that goes from Sjælland to Sweden, built in the 2000s. And they could ask about any one of those bridges. Yeah, I think I covered that. you have any questions, let me know. All right, so Kudos is now on the podium at number 3. Tanka is completely out of the top 5. Eric now number 4. Aku at number 5. Nata is making a comeback with 3 in a row. Where's the sun?
Excellent.
Okay, good. We've got 9 questions to go. We're almost done with history. All right. Yeah, this is frequently asked. If you got this wrong, this is about Sankt Hans and the tradition of burning a witch at the stake during Sankt Hans. Now you know what you don't know. This is also frequently asked. All right, so E is holding the number 1 spot. Nata is the highest climber, up 3 places. Next one. You've seen this before. Talked about this a bunch of times. Okay. 2 people got this wrong. Not much to say here. Responsibilities of the regions, the commune, and the state. Make a list of those. Next one. You've seen this before. Yes, so Denmark joined the EU in 1973. Also FAQ. 4 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. Last history question. Okay, only 5 people got this wrong. Yes, so a lot of the Danish artists traveled to Rome for inspiration in the 1800s. 6 people got this wrong. Actually, this question I didn't. It's like it's only been asked like twice or something, right? So when I saw this, I didn't know the answer to this, but because I had visited SMK, so Statens Museum for Kunst, and gone through the artworks, I actually knew the answer to this question. So I'm saying that to say this, you know, go around, visit these places, have a look around. It could help you with the exam, which is the reason why I actually organize the trips to the parliament, because a lot of stuff that's spoken about on that trip shows up in the exam. All right, let's have a look at the podium. Okay, at the moment we have E, Pan, Eric, Kudos, and Aku. And before we go on, I just have a question. What do you guys think of the next Kahoot being questions that have never appeared in the test before? So we can start practicing with that. So just tell me what you think in the chat. Okay, so yes or no? Okay, a lot of people are saying it's a good idea. So next Kahoot, I'm going to start from chapter 1. And we start going down. The thing is that there's thousands of them, right? So I'm gonna come up with some kind of system of random sampling or something. I don't know. But we're gonna start practicing questions that have never shown up, because at this point, we've practiced all the frequently asked questions. We've practiced all the exams up until 2019. From 2018, like it's just frequently asked questions is super easy. So I'm thinking that now we have 45 days to the test. It's time to take it up a little bit, take it up a notch a little bit, make it a bit more difficult. However, this doesn't replace you having to read the book and practice the quizzes by yourself on the website. Okay? All right. Let me see. Current affairs. By the way, this was an election year, so there's a lot of questions about the election. So this is actually good practice for the types of questions that might show up this time because there was an election on the 1st of November. All right, next one. This one threw me for a loop, but I guessed right. Let's see if you guys can guess right. Well, it doesn't matter if you got this right or wrong. The point is, they ask about parties that were eligible to get voted into parliament so newly eligible parties just before the parliamentary elections. And last year it was Moderaterna and Danmarks Demokraterne. And I think those questions showed up in the previous test. I can't remember. But anyways, the theme here is election and newly eligible parties. Okay, next one. Okay, so this was a tough round, yeah, as expected. Kudos is now number 1, Tanker number 2, E number 3, Han 4, and Aman 5. Next one. Again. So the same question shows up twice. Okay, so the same theme here. It doesn't matter if you failed or passed. The theme here is parties that were newly eligible to get voted into parliament. So this is actually when New Borley was got eligibility. So like I said before, the two parties that were newly eligible in the previous elections were Danmarks Demokraterne and Moderaterna. So from Inger Støjberg and Lars Løkke. Okay. Let's see what the next one is. We have 3 questions to go. All right, so Tanker is back at number 1. Round of applause, man. Okay, so I'll give some kudos to Robin. Robin has the highest answer streak of 37. Robin is not in the top 5 though, but Robin is on fire.
Oh my! He's on fire!
I'm not sure if it's a he or a she, but anyways.
Excellent.
All right, next one. All right, so the theme here is Denmark doing well, a Danish sports team or individual doing well on some kind of international competition. At the moment, I think Holger Rune is in the finals of some tournament. I can't remember. But that was posted up in Current Affairs by Julia yesterday. I will also be making questions about current affairs, and I think Denmark just won the handball championships again recently. But anyways, it will pop up when I create the questions about current affairs. All right, we have 2 questions to go. So you can see, right, so far there's been 2 election questions, 1 question about, some Danish team or individual doing well in the world. Let's see what the next one is. Yes, state visits. I got this wrong, by the way. So I got 2 current affairs questions wrong. Yeah, so the Crown Prince was on a state visit to Argentina. The Crown Prince and the Queen. I guessed Australia. But anyways, the theme here is state visits. And like I told you before, you can find news about state visits on the government website and the royal family's website. Oh, someone just wrote in the chat that the Danish handball team just won the World Cup again on the 29th of January. So that's actually relevant. And that it's going to pop up when I create the Kahoot. All right, last question. We have Tanker, E, Eric, Marta, P, and Kudos. Panda is back with an answer streak of 3.
Excellent.
Last one. I also failed this. Yes, so there was a movie that came out, was called Dronningen, so the Queen, and it premiered in 2019. Anyways, the theme here is, something going on TV, some new movie that's just come out. So check DR TV to see what's going on there. I think there's this TV show called Real, The Kingdom in English. And there's something special happening with that show. I can't remember. But that's a potential question. And also check the Danish Film Institute's website for premieres. Also, keep an eye out for movies that have been nominated for Oscars or they've just won some kind of international film prize or something, Danish arts, Danish performing arts, Danish film, Danish music. That's the theme for this. And like I said before, I will be creating a whole bunch of current affairs questions as we get closer to the exam. For now, this is the last question. So let's have a look at podium. We've got E at number 3, Eric at number 2, and I think Tanker at number 1. As usual, we have Tanker. We've got Marta P and Kudos 4 and 5.